Hi viewers, I welcome you all for this digital system design lecture series. Today we are going to discuss about the topic multiplexer and demultiplexer. Multiplexer, the term multiplexer means many to one. That means nothing but it will be having many input and only one output, right? So the term multiplexer is said to be many to one. Multiplexing is the process of transmitting a large number of information over a single line. A digital multiplexer is a combinational circuit that selects one digital information from several sources and transmits the selected information on a single output line. So the other name for multiplexer is known as data selector. So the multiplexer is having 2 power n number of input lines and n number of selection lines and only one output, right? So the multiplexer contains data inputs, selection inputs and a single output. Okay, see here, this is nothing but the different types of multiplexer. What are all the different types of multiplexer? So there are 2:1 multiplexer, 4:1 multiplexer, 8:1 multiplexer and also 16:1 multiplexers are available. See here, suppose 2 power 1, that means how much? 2, that means 2 inputs will be there and only one selection lines will be there, that is 2:1, right? Similarly, see here, suppose if I am putting 2 power 2, 2 power 2 will be equal to 4. So 4 inputs and 2 selection lines will be there, right? Similarly, 2 power 3, 2 power 3 is nothing but what? 8. 8 inputs will be there and 3 selection lines will be there. For 2 power 4 it is equal to 16, right? For 16 input, 4 selection lines will be there. So this is nothing but the types, right? This is the block diagram of multiplexer. So as I have told you already, this multiplexer is having many inputs. Many inputs will be there and only one output and selection lines will be there. Okay. For example, I have taken this 4:1 multiplexer. In this 4:1 multiplexer, logic symbol, truth table and logic diagram is here. See here. In this logic symbol, you can see many inputs are there, only one output, right? So many means 2 power 2. 2 power 2 will be equal to 4, okay? That means 4 inputs are there and 2 selection lines, that is B and A. So 2 selection lines are there and only one output, that is Y, okay? See here, that in the truth table, we are going to consider the selection values A and B or B and A. Since the selection lines are 2 inputs, you can have 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1, right? For 0, 0 means the condition D0 will be active. For 0, 1 condition D1 will be enabled. For condition 1, 2, for condition 1, 0, D2 will be enabled and for condition 1, 1, D3 will be enabled. Based on this truth table, we can draw the logic diagram. See here, this is the logic diagram. As I have told you, D0, D1, D2 and D3. It is having 4 inputs. We are going to get the output of D0, D1, D2, D3 and combine it into an OR gate by adding all those gates and we are going to get the output Y. Okay. Now see here, for D0, A value is 0 and B value is 0. Okay. So A value is 0 and B value is 0. So these two lines are connected with D0. Similarly for D1, A one line and B0 line. Similarly for D2, B1 line and A0 line. Similarly for D3, A1, B1 lines are connected. This is nothing but the logic diagram for 4:1 multiplexer. So next one is applications of multiplexer. So a multiplexer is used in the transmission from the computer system of a satellite. That is nothing but what? It is used to transmit the data signals from the computer system of a spacecraft or a satellite to the ground system by using a GSM satellite. Okay. Second one is it is used in computer memory. So multiplexers are used in computer memory to maintain a huge amount of memory in the computers and also to reduce the number of copper lines required to connect the memory to other parts of the computer. So it is used in computer memory. And the last one is it is used in telephone network. In telephone networks, multiple audio signals are integrated on a single line of transmission with the help of a multiplexer. So multiplexers are mainly used in these three areas. Okay. So these are some of the applications of multiplexer. Next we will move on to demultiplexer concept. The other name for demultiplexer is data distributor, right? So in multiplexer the other name is nothing but what? Data selector. This is demultiplexer, the other name is data distributor, right? So the term demultiplexer means one to many. That means only one input will be there and many outputs will be there. Similarly, a number of selection lines will be available, right? See here, the demultiplexer is a combinational logic circuit that performs the reverse operation of a multiplexer. It has a single input line, n number of selection lines and 2 power n output lines will be there, right? A demultiplexer is a digital switch, the single input and multiple output. So the other name for demultiplexer is called as data distributor. Since it is having multiple outputs, it is called as data distributor, right? This is nothing but the types of demultiplexer. What are the types of demultiplexer? 1 to 2, 1 to 4, 1 to 8, 1 to 16, right? How it will be? Suppose one input will be there, that we all know. How many outputs will be there? Suppose 2 power 1 means which will be equal to 2 outputs, right? 2 outputs. So 1 selection lines will be there, right? Similarly, 2 power 2 means which will be equal to 4 outputs and 2 selection lines will be there. Similarly, 2 power 3 means which will be equal to 8 outputs and 3 selection lines will be there. 2 power 4 means 16 outputs and 2 power 4 means 16 outputs and 4 selection lines will be there. Okay. So based on this only it is classified, right? So demultiplexer is the process of taking information from one input and transmitting the same over one of the several outputs. This is the block diagram of demultiplexer. As we have discussed in the previous slide, it will be having one input, 2 power n outputs and n number of selection lines will be there, right? So this is nothing but just the block diagram. For example, I have taken 1:4 demultiplexer concept. So see here, I have given the logic symbol, truth table and logic diagram is here. So in logic symbol, I have told you that it is having one input. Okay, one input is x, 4 output. How we got the 4 output? 2 power 2 will be equal to 4. Okay, that means 2 selection lines will be there and 4 outputs are there. Okay, so the 4 outputs are D0, D1, D2, D3 and the 2 selection lines are A and B, otherwise B and A, whatever it is. Now we have to draw the truth table according to the selection lines A and B or B and A. We will be having 4 combinations 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. For 0, 0, D0 will be enabled. For 0, 1, D1 will be enabled. For 1, 0, D2 will be enabled, and for 1, 1, D3 will be enabled. Okay. According to this truth table, now we have to draw the logic diagram. So, only one input, as I have told you, so it is having X. Okay. This X input is common for D0, D1, D2 and D3. Okay. Sorry. This one X input is common for D0, D1, D2 and D3, and for D0 we have to connect A0 and B0. Okay. Similarly, for D1 we have to connect A1 and B0. Similarly, for D2 we have to connect B1 and A0, and for D3 A1 and B1 should be connected. Okay. So that will be the logic diagram. So next one is applications of demultiplexer. So this demultiplexer is mainly used in ALU. ALU is nothing but arithmetic logical unit. The output of the arithmetic logic unit is fed as an input to the demultiplexer, and the output of the demultiplexer is connected to a multiple register. The output of the ALU can be stored in a multiple register. So it is used in ALU. Second one is it is used in serial to parallel converter. In this technique, the serial data is given as input to the demultiplexer at a regular interval, and a counter is attached to the demultiplexer to control the input and to detect the data signal at the output of the demultiplexer. When all the data signals are stored, the output of the demultiplexer can be read out parallelly. Okay. So it is used in serial to parallel converter. These are all some of the applications of demultiplexer. So in this video, we have covered the topic multiplexer and demultiplexer. So the other name for multiplexer is nothing but what? Data selector. The other name for demultiplexer is data distributor. In multiplexer, 2 power n number of inputs and only one output is there. So it is said to be many to 1. Okay. But for demultiplexer, it is having 1 to many, one number of input and 2 power n number of outputs are there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for watching.